Yo, what's up, guys? They were just going to play some points to master while after a bit I'm just going to talk about the new cards. So yeah, new cards, and hopefully we can just climb to master today. Well, not today, I mean, just a little bit closer to master. Also, we haven't played any Grand Prix yet, so maybe we'll do that too. This is dangerous. This is going to be dangerous if he has the spell with it. Ah! You're so dead. Yeah, that was a risky play. Evoke this. This is dangerous, but that's how I roll, baby. We always betting. Uh-oh. The shittiest hand I've ever had. Hello? Hello, W. Oh! Oh. Oh, yes! Yes! We're off diamond. Let's go, we're off diamond. Let's fucking go. You know what? Now that we're off diamond, since we're off diamond, now let's play entries. Ooh, final stage. Am I gonna get up today? Just got a ticket from 20 by Roach. He's winning. Good for him. Sorry for your loss. Ooh. Second. Hmm. If he's fighting against Roach, you can let him. I mean, Roach is the best deck right now. I need the pairing. If we place like turn 1, turn going first fighter here, going to be dangerous. Ooh. That's bad. I need Glade. Glade. This is bad. This is bad. This is bad. If he evolves the Lumimage into the Yeah, I want. I don't want Kirisaku, bro. Ooh. This is so forced. I don't like it. This is so forced. I hate it so much.
ちゃったの。えいえい。聖樹の杖よ。
きらめく炎を振るおう。
涙も見せない。浄化の力を。
寝る時間だぜ、レイディー。ここまでか。
Okay, bro.
そのままだ、レイディー。
無窮の空へと飛び立た。
What do we need? He's definitely trying to work here. If I top deck Bunko, I think I win if I top deck Bunko. Oh. Ouchies.
プルボワール。
砕けるものなら砕いてみろ。
また遊ぼう。無窮の空へと飛び立た。
Yeah, we're dead here.
振られたか。
Maybe I should have saved the... Yeah, we're dead.
世界は核も美しい。
宿命さえも切り伏せる。
That's a nice... 1, 2, 2, or whatever it is. I still can get past there.
我が身を糧に。我が身を糧に。
Yeah.
我が身を糧に。
Albert.
上半身に人の知性。下克上と行こうか。
これもまた未知。
Oh no, it's a mirror match. No.
この目に道を移してほしい。君を見せてくれ。
No, God. face.
聖樹の杖よ。おろおろおろおろ。もっと楽しむの。聖樹の杖よ。
言いたい。
何して遊ぶ？何して遊ぶ？
Oh! Could have played the fairy
もっと
thing
成
with it.
長したいな。何して遊ぶ？浄化の力を。光る。リリの魔法。
映し取ろう。
もっともっと綺麗になる入れて。
Here.
ねえ、何して遊ぶの？また遊ぼう。
There's one fairy.
またいたずらしたの？何して遊ぶ？えいえい。いったと。光る。リリえいえいえい。すごい浄化の力を。光る。リリの魔法。
目をそらすなよ。
もっともっと綺麗に許してあげる。
Right over there.
間違えちゃったの。
There's the roach. I need to
何して遊ぶ？
take advantage here.
何して遊ぶ？もっと成長したいな。えいえい。間違えちゃったの。
映し取ろう。
楽しく。えいえい。
言いたいな。
浄化の力を。
If someone says sword is an honest craft, I'll call
無
bullshit.
窮の空へと飛び立たん。
I still stand to that because
またいたずらしたの？
世界は核も美しい。
I mean
不明さえも切り伏せる。
Powercreep always struggles, so
また遊ぼう。みんな逃げて。
面をかぶるは森の番人。目をそらすなよ。同心。
まだ果てじゃない。
見えすぎてるぜ。
許してあげる。
no lambent. I could play my Olivier next turn.
ねえ、何して遊ぶの？
No way you're roaching
映
this.
し取ろう。
ねえ、何して遊ぶの？
やられたぜ。
You're roaching this?
きらめく炎を振るおう。きらめく炎を振るおう。
みんなを守る。
Huh? Does he have anything else? We are dead actually. Wait a minute. This is fucked.
無窮の空へと飛び立たん。
No! Actually, we're fucked. No way. We're actually fucked. No way. No way, we're actually fucked. No way.
美しい。
不明さえも切り伏せる。
笑顔にするよ。
私に続け。
Oh man.
言いたい。
Yeah, we're fucked.
きらめく炎を振るおう。
ねえ、何して遊
Yes, 2? No way.
これもまた未知
0-2. My first GP. Holy shit. Uh, Absolute cinema. Absolute cinema. Okay, now what's the point of this stream? Oh yeah, new cards. Hold up. Let me... Let me pull up. So there's a few cards that are only in the... are not official right now. There's also decks that are basically still reveals. So let's just go over the official reveal first, and then we go to the streamers and content creators reveals or magazine reveals, something like that. Now, first things first, I'm really concerned, not so much concerned, like in terms of like adapting to the if we're talking about like adapting to the meta, I would say I'm just fine with how the cards are. Because if you play competitive, you just have to accept the power level. But what I'm worried about is how fast is the power level of this in the cards in Shadowrun Swords Beyond. I guess they are like only takes a few step backs from where they left behind. Like so let me put some Shadowverse music instead. If we look at the cards right now, I guess we still know which one is Cygame's favorite, which is Powercreep. I cannot believe that Powercreep becomes the new favorite. I guess Haven is also like the favorite of Cygames. And then we have Abyss, which is down in the dirt, and Forest as well. The first thing that I want to talk about is actually the new one. Where is he? Karula here. I think when we look at Karula, we see like this is a legendary Alouette, without the evolve. Also, it kind of completes artifacts because, okay, artifacts is already busted. With Karula, the deck would be like busted plus plus, I would say. What cards do you think is particularly stronger compared to set 1 cards? I think that Infinity Evolves kind of like complements Legends Rise. So set 2 is completing set 1 instead of like replacing. It's completing. So I would talk about set 2 as not something new, but as something that should be released with set 1. But I think if they do complete set 1 with set 2 immediately, I think it would actually not balance. It would actually blow up the negativity towards the economy, the balance of the cards, the meta, and the what else? I guess the overall competitive aspects of Shadowverse Worlds Beyond. Yes, the outrage of the release date would be so much worse if set 2, at least cards from set 2 is going to be released at the same time with set 1. Hey, what's up, Triton? Thank you. Thank you. Hope you're staying in the stream right now. So set 2 is I would say only completes. The only goal of set 2 is to complete set 1. And now with set 2 we can actually see what decks is Cygame's favorite, I guess. Because if you see Karula, it's artifacts. If you see Zwei, it's okay, you can actually see Zwei here. If you see Zwei, it's for puppets. It's very obvious for puppets. It's also on curve. I think there is a gold card that is revealed after Zwei. Okay, here we go. Here it is. Summon Aloyd and Victoria at the same time. This is 6-1 and 1-6. It's a 7-7 value on a 6 play point gold card. This just dies to a fairy. This dies to a lily. So it curves, right? You 5, 6. I don't know about 7, but you can just use the extra play point and then play Orcus. There are some new cards for the hero? Of course. I mean, yeah, but Karol doesn't give you any gear, also doesn't draw. You have to match the handsets, but I agree with his good late game play. Okay. Thanks, main Karol is still draw Orcus or never win the game. 6-7-7 block clear. Okay. Let's take in the argument here. I guess it is kind of true that Karula doesn't give the gears, unlike Alouette. But at the same time, you are already past the fusing state of the game. When you're already at Alouette, you are most likely already have the gears you need. Most likely. I think the 7 you can probably if you're going first, maybe you go 6 into Karula, and then they try to remove him, and then turn 7 you play another cards that gives gear, so that turn 8 by turn 8 Ramia is already ready to use the full potential. So this fills the void of having the extra play points you need to play the cards to get the gears, because something like, I forgot her name, is that bitch, I think we only have like, yeah, we have Rukina, Elise, Ironheart Hunter. So usually you play like something like Sylvia. So Sylvia is like the only play on 6 right now. So I guess it gives... If you think about it, let's analyze this. Do we actually play this on 6? Or does this guy just fills the void in some of the bad curve or portal? Because going first, if you have 7 play points, you don't have too much plays with artifacts. Like 7 is such an awkward number. If you play this, you float 1 play point. If you play Sylvia, you float 1 play point. If you play this on 6, you don't get gears. If you play Sylvia on 6, you don't get gears, but you draw 2 cards. And you can also heal. This can also heal if you put the heal artifacts. If you super evolve him, you can clear 2 things while having some form of like offense or defense on the board. People are underestimating his super evolve, by the way. This is clear 2. This is clear 2 followers. So this super evolves is a bit weaker than actually playing Sylvia, just playing Sylvia. So I'm really guessing that Karula might not be too much of a problem, but actually we'll just see, because summoning an artifacts is such a huge value, because those artifacts are like super busted. Well, not super busted, it's just, it's so like I believe these cards are like overstats for their effects. Like, I do not think that this should be a 4/4. I think this should be a 2/2. I think this should be a like a 3/2, and this should be like a 2/4 instead, so 3/5. Like, if this one is a 2/2, it's actually a stat worth its cost. It's a stat worth its cost and effects. It deals 3 damage. It has 2 attacks, 2 defense, so it deals 5 damage if it survives. It deals 5 damage. Like, it's balanced to its cost if this one is a 2/2. Maybe this thing is a 2/4, maybe this is a 4/2 or a 3/2. Like, these artifacts are not balanced. Yeah, Karula is not an on-curve card. I think Karula will most likely be a stall card. In essence, he's going to be a card that is used to stall the game. The only thing he is a threat is when you already snowball so hard. Maybe something like Alouette doesn't get cleared. You play Karula, and then you just win the game. But then again, that's not good. That's not good. That is not good. That form of high roll is what makes people kind of like stay away from the game. Especially if something like... I mean, the best example is spell boost, right? The best example is spell boost. Like, the deck can high roll you as fast as turn 6. Turn 7 you can get super rolled with spell boost. And I think this Karula can also do something like that. But I think it's very conditional to actually snowball. Because you need to have a really good matchups. The opponent doesn't have answers. So Karula will just be the best snowball cards, or at the very least, is a stall card. You just play this on turn 9. You play this on turn 9 with Beta. You can deal 5 damage with Beta because you can super evolve attack 2 times. That's 2 ping damage with the Beta. Or you can just play this, play a Ding Dong or something, or maybe something like Fortifier Artifacts, for example, just to clear the board and have a beefy stats on the board. Artifacts list of Karula might become a full control deck. That's exactly what I think as well. Because if you play something like the Beta Burn, like Artifact Beta Burn, those decks are very high roll. Like, much more high rolls than Base Dragon. And in the end, when you play Artifacts, it's a stall deck. You play Valmia, so the opponent will have to use all of their resources to clear the board. And then you just play something on turn 9, and then turn 10 it's Omega. You just get Omega. So I was pretty doomed posting. I was pretty like feeling doomed about how they print Karula. But when we analyze it, it's actually not that bad, I guess. I would say it's balanced. I don't know, let's see. Is being high rolled frowned upon? I need to shut up move forward with Yu-Gi-Oh! To go to watch the game. Oh, okay, I see. Trident. Being high rolled is, I think, objectively the worst thing that can happen in any card game. In any card game, right? Like if you talk about Hearthstone, maybe talk about MTG, or maybe something more physical. Like what's the physical card game, guys? Can you get high rolled in One Piece? Can you get high rolled in Vanguard? I think you can. Kyo, how about White Schwartz? Can you get high rolled in White Schwartz? It's yeah, okay. Like what little LW said, it's very frustrating to get high roll, but at the same time, it is what it is. You can get a low roll. Kind of the same. I see. Yeah, being high roll, it just feels bad. The worst kind of high roll is getting high roll very early in the game. I mean, in Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't want to criticize, but at the same time, it's kind of like the reality of it. Because I play Yu-Gi-Oh! As well, at least the Master Duel one. You know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is like just a coin flip game. In essence, it's a coin flip game. Like, I don't wanna shit on Yu-Gi-Oh! I think it's still a fun game. It's a coin flip game. Like, it's a coin flip and a mulligan game. Like, the first hand you have must win the game. Like, it's a top deck game. Like, absolutely, like hand traps as well, right? Like, I think the form of high roll in Yu-Gi-Oh! would be like I think if we want to talk about the high roll aspects of Yu-Gi-Oh! I would say something like an opponent can play their combo and stop your attempt at stopping their combo. I think that's the high roll. Like, if they play something like when they play their combos and you play like Ash Blossom, right? And then they just called by the grave, and then you can't do anything. And then you played Maxi, and then they have what's it called, the sword guy. I forgot the spell. The sword guy, right? Some decks are weirder than the others. Yes, I know. Some people are still bringing what's it called, Nibiru. Cross out. Okay, cross out. Something like that's the form of high roll like you don't like, right? The form of high roll that you don't like getting when you play Yu-Gi-Oh! Maybe in Shadowverse, the high roll that you don't like is, well, the best example again is Spellboost Rune. You get board cleared, you get aggroed, you get burned, and then the opponent refreshes their hand in the same turn. That's not okay. Like, they play Kuon, right? They trade the Shikigamis. They clear the board. They super evolve the Kuon. They storm with the Celestial. They burn your face with the super evolve. And then somehow they have Flame Destroyer that costs 0. They have the Demonic Call spell that costs 0. And then next thing you know, they play Decline. And they just refreshes their hand. That's like the high roll that's like frustrating, right? So it's not really frowned upon. It's really just annoying. And I think there is some kind of level of annoyance that is unbearable to handle. Like, the last days of Shadowverse meta have decks that their high rolls is just so unbearable, no counterplay, and you're just sitting there getting OTK on turn 7 or turn 6. Like, those days are just fucking miserable. So if we want to see something like this, when we see something like select an artifact follower in your hand, cost 5 or less, and then summon an exact copy, we still have to analyze first, because if the opponent has a better board, summoning him on its own is terrible. For example, if your opponent has like a general, right, on the board, you cannot play this. You need to evolve either the Karula or the artifacts, right? That fucks up your resources because you have to evolve. And it's not even optimal as well because you only have 2 things on the board. That's terrible. So yeah, I think this is a win more card. I think it's just like a curve filler and a snowball card. I think that artifacts will just still put 3 Sylvias in the deck. Maybe 2 Kurulas. Or maybe there's going to be some highball players who plays 3 Kurulas. So yeah, I think the first thing I see with Karula is like, this is going to be annoying, but I think it's not going to be strong. This is basically a third, a fourth, and a fifth Alouette. But at that point of the game, I guess I also see this as a Roach player. Karula is not a threat. If they pass the turn with a Karula on board, which is Karula and then pass the turn, I am getting faster to my OTK combo. Like, I don't fucking care. If they play this on turn 9 and then just pass, like, he's dead. Karula doesn't have wards. Maybe he plays the ward artifacts. That sucks. This guy doesn't have Storm, so you cannot really use the Super Evolve, right? To actually like OTK you. So yeah. It has a good Tompion early game, I think, as well. The early game is also kind of bad. Unless you play the Puppeteer guy. Artifacts curve is not annoying. If you play something like Sword or Forest, you can deal with the early game. And if you already have the upper hand, like if you play May, or if you play something like the Balls, right? Artifacts are just fusing their hand. They cannot do anything to that board. Like, unless you play like the hybrid version with the puppets. But when you play the hybrid version, you either draw just the puppets or just the artifacts, right? Speaking of which, I heard the deck got some support too. Let's talk about that. Okay, we're done with Karula. Okay, let's go to... Okay, before we go to Forest, let's just talk about this for a second. Can we talk about this? We're fucked, chat. We're fucked. We're so fucked. We are so doomed, bro. Oh man. And then this back to back. Bro. Stalefa into Aether. Wait, no. Stalefa into Wilbert. Into Aether. Into John. Amazing. Of course. I'll do that for this. Also, I think if I only talk about the Roach perspective of Ward Haven, I think it's 2. If you play Roach, it's 2. If you go against Haven, it's just 2. You cannot do anything if they have Wilbert. It's like Omega fucked if you play Roach and you go against Wilbert deck. But I also think that Ward Haven also have the least amount of draws right now, because the only way you draw in Haven is Ding Dongs, the Amulets, the Radiance Angel, which is the 5 play point draw 2. And what else? What draws you card in Haven? It's not much, right? And there's only like Ding Dongs. I hope they have Wilbert. Tiger should reprint it. I don't know. Cost 3, draw 1 card. Which one is that? Is that new? I haven't seen this. Oh. Very crushing. Oh. Oh, I see. It's from the trailer of Milburn. Okay, can we talk about this for a few seconds? This is hilarious, by the way. This is either very powerful or super ass. If you play this in the early game, you're dead. Do not play this in the early game. Oh, Angelic Prison Priestess? I think that draws an amulet. Also, she doesn't have words. So if you pull her with Aether, it's going to feel so bad. Okay, if we play this card in the early game, we die. Like, do not play this card in the early game. Also, that's Moon Almirage. This is Moon Almirage, so they're teasing Moon Almirage as well. Yeah. Restore 10 defense early seems like absolutely. I think it should be used in the late game where you already played like the bird amulets. If you play like bird amulets and then you pass the turn, lose some tempo, got hit, you play this card. Like, do not play this in the early game, you die. You die if you play this in the early game. Send this to put the wrong class. That's hilarious. I remember the amulet that deals 4 damage to you and then heal 8. Yeah, I think it's the Restless Parish card. Oh yeah. This was so funny. This is really good when you have, I think back then it was Vera. Yeah, it was Vera. If you have Vera, and then you play that card, you just heal 8 for 0. For 0 damage to your face. Absolutely amazing. There was a 1 cost for Elena Haven that had Aris. Avarice. Oh. Hmm? Elena or Lana? Okay. Let's get back to the Worlds Beyond cards. Okay, this is a funny card. Okay, back to words. So as a Roach player, this is fucked. You cannot do anything about these words. Aetherus also has word swap. That's huge. But if you play something like Sword or Abyss, word will be nothing, I guess. Because what's up, Pinolis? But for most part, World is going to be epic with the new legends. Well, not. I think we already talked about it. It's not going to be as epic as you think. I think it's going to be a bit better. Did you just say summon 3 from deck? Yes, summon 3 from deck. Okay, let's go back to the Word Haven here. If you play against other board-based decks, I think Word Haven is not going to compete very well. Because the other board-based deck has a much better aggressive approach than these. And has a much better board-based board clears. Board-based board clears, okay? Then Word Haven, because Word Haven is just slam it down and then pass a turn. That's it. Yeah, Haven is messed up for us. I think that's it, right? Other than that, I think it's against other decks. It's not that bad. Like I said, when you play Word Haven, you just slam it down and then just pass. These guys cost a lot of mana, a lot of play points. You just slam it down, super evolve, and then do nothing, right? Okay, nothing might be a little bit over exaggerated. You also play, if you play something like a Sarissa, you wouldn't have enough words as well. Salifa Wilbert Adrian, yum 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 yum. Board base versus hand base? No. So Word Haven is board base, right? So they play a card and they fill up a board, right? The game plan is to play followers. That's board base. To play followers, right? To play followers, that's board base. Other board-based decks like Sword and Abyss has much better value when you play them to the field. For example, like Balls, something like the no, not need. igno, igno, ig, 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 ignom, ignomi. Ignom. Yeah, this guy. And also the Hound of War. It might say play because of aura, but will die to sword. Most likely die to sword. Ignore minion. So yeah, I think Wordhaven is will be annoying for Roach, but I think other decks will eat them up. Maybe Swordcraft, maybe Abysscraft, even Dragoncraft, even Dragoncraft, even Figcraft, even Dragoncraft guys will eat up Wordhaven. Runecraft, I don't know. I think they're just gonna get fucked by words. Unless they high roll you, of course. Forest, maybe if you play Tempo. Maybe if you play more board-based cards. But it kind of comes down to you playing playing Tempo. At this point, you're playing Tempo, right? Acquire a greater card advantage on board and deny more advantage on board to work. Yes, that's it. Okay, that you get the point. You get the point. Yes, because Sword and Abyss has a much more swing than Havencraft. With followers only. They have much more swings. We have Hounds of War, Samurai, the Genos, Vals, Amalias, right? It has much more swings. Also this, we have the Death Slash, we have the Authors, we have Mukans, we have Medusa, we have Aragavi, right? So the only way that, like the best way, and it's like the worst one to do as Haven to gain tempo, is to lose tempo first. You lose tempo, you board wipe, and then you play Aether, for example. Right? Or you play Salefa. Maybe you play Salefa. But she's low. She's only a 5/5 on equal. A single samurai will kill her. Amalia is also like the Haven, the ward swords, right? She's ward sword. So yeah, yes. I think the meta will be very diverse. It's going to be like there's very obvious counter matchups. But in the end, it's going to be pretty diverse. Like, if we look at Karula again, in the end, even if they play Karula on 6, on 7, on 9, they can still die to Roach. In the end. Like, counter matchups and meta is still going to be very important. Human is always attack that gain advantage with their heals. Correct. But something like a Ward Haven dex, it's mid-range at that point. It's a mid-range deck. It's not control anymore. Maybe you could say that it's control, that it's like a more stall game plan. But let's just see. Maybe this way, with if you play Wilbert into Aether, you can play... Maybe you can play Lapis a little bit more easier. Right? But maybe we'll just see. When is it? Day after tomorrow? Oh my god, it's so fast. So both of those helping with swarming, correct. Wilbert and Aether will swarm the board. But Abyss and Swordcraft can handle that. That's my point. Okay. Let's stop talking about Haven. Let's talk about Sword now. I think you know who I'm going to talk about right now. I think you know. You guys know who I'm going to talk about, right? Brother. As a Roach player, it's actually not that bad. It's actually not that bad. It's actually not that bad. Like, it's not that bad. This dies to Lily. Or Glade. Right? This card just stalls the game for Roach. But in the end, it doesn't win against it. Because this guy doesn't lock the followers that are already on the board. It only locks the follower that comes into play. So if you already have a full board, you play him, you cannot board lock your opponent. So if you want to play around Urius, just fill up your board. You cannot get board locked by the Knights. Also, Knights is 0 cost. So if you bounce it with forest cards, you have a more combo pieces for the Roach. Oh my goodness. I think that this card actually punishes. Okay, all of this time I talk in a sense that I am a Roach player, right? But let's talk about it in a different perspective. Like, if you play something like Portal, with puppets or artifacts. This will lock your board. This guy, you cannot super evolve, you cannot evolve. Yeah. Because whenever an enemy follower enters the field, if it can attack follower or leaders at the end of your opponent's turn. Whenever an enemy follower. Whenever. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? This fucks up the board-based gamers. And you play as a board-based deck. It's a good tempo, yes. It still loses to Forest. I think it fights the spot on 8 play points with Amalia. 100%. Like, you either bring Amalia or you bring Urius. But most of the time, I think Amalia will be the better card to play. This fucks up matchups. I think this is a good tech, maybe if you play in tournaments. It's not going to be meta defining, but it's going to be annoying. 100%. So that's my take on this card. Gildaria, I think this is very interesting as a card. I think there's also a new card that is revealed, I think just today. Okay, here we go. Draw a Swordcraft follower that costs 2 or less and set it costs 0. If you pull the Luminous Lancer, you can actually just combo it with Anathema and just deal 4. It's a 4 damage board clear in 6. Not optimal. It's an option. It's not optimal. This also fight the spots for Amelia. But in the end, you're probably gonna bring both Amelia and Gildaria. And Gildaria is such a late game card. It's such a late game card. I think you play this to stall the game. Again, you stall the game until you finally can play Albert without any care. It's a game of stalling at this point. I guess that's fine, actually. New Lego Peru is also just got. Oh, new Lego Peru? I didn't see that. Oh, really? Okay, it's not been updated with Reddit yet. See here. Oh, okay. Norman? Okay, I think we're just going to briefly cut our topic with Sword here. And let's just see. Norman. Alchemist. Trait Mysteria. 6 play point. Summon a Guardian, go give it barrier. Draw 3 cards from your deck, restore 4. Draw 3 cards. Okay, it's a Earthright support that is also Mysteria. Would you play this? I think you should. If you can card this with Juno. It's a very obvious Sylvia kind of shit. You can heal 8. Holy shit. Hella flexible. Okay. I think, is this the Earthright support that we need? I think so. I think the question next is, can we stack up a lot of essence? I think we can stack up a lot of essence. We have this. We have this. We have also this. Yeah. Not this one. Not really, huh? Yeah, this is fun. I guess we can stack up some sigils. Also, this is not the whole cards. You should see the card library here. Okay, it's the Witch News Brew. This one, Dazzling Rune. Artbright. Premier Rami. Also, yeah, I guess that's it. There's not much essence source right now, but I think it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Earthbright 1. Broken support many decks. Oh, actually, yes. ER doesn't really have real payoff or win con. I see this as a win con. I believe that this is a win con for Earthright. I really do. I really do think that this can be a good win con for Earthright. Besides just playing fucking Quan on turn 10. Because Aura is annoying. Aura is annoying, and you know how Mordecai works. You can only kill it 1 or 2 times in a single turn. That's 4 assets. If you can stack up a lot of them, if you can put a Guardian Golem behind her, if you can put Ding Dongs behind her, it's going to be super annoying to deal with her. In the end, it's a game of attrition. Like, she can just slowly chip away your life. The worst thing about this card, you cannot really play 2 of them on the same time, unlike Mordecai, because that would just bleed your essence. But like I said, if you can have a lot of essence, and you can smack a Guardian Golem behind her, this is your win con as an Earthright. Pure Earthright. Okay? I really do believe that you can actually win the game with this card. Yeah, right now we do not have that many Earth Sigil generation, but like I said, if we can stack up a lot of them, this is your win con. Like, you cannot really complain about it. This is actually a very solid card. I actually believe it. I could be wrong, but that's a topic for day after next. Okay. Pascal, I think people know this. It's kind of a meme, but Earth Sigil is fine, I guess. It's also draw cards. People are screaming that this shit is terrible because it costs 2 to draw 1, right? I think it's just fine. It's fine. It's a good card. It's an okay card. You will play this in Earthstrike. Don't be too dramatic, okay? What else does Owen and Chaos Flame? I don't have many things to say about Owen. You do not play this in Spellboost, I think. It's such a unnecessary card. You use the evolve for Angrea, not for this guy. Why would you play this guy? Why would you evolve this guy? It's only good for counter matchups. For example, if you play against Roach, this guy just spell boost your hand 3 times. Because they need to trade Fairy 3 times. So yeah, it's shit. Nah, I don't say it's shit. It's okay. It's okay. You don't want to evolve this guy. It's a win more card, something like maybe to play as a temple. But at the same time, if you play this and then there's nothing to spell boost in your hand, he's useless. He's useless. So I don't know what to really feel about this card. Okay, this is a new card that is got revealed. X starts at 0. Deal X damage split between all enemy followers, so it's split, not random. So it's Giant Chimera for followers only. It's a stall card. It's just a control card. I don't have any opinion. It's much better for the late game after Decline. Like if you play Decline, you get this. You can board wipe much better, I guess. Since this is a better board wipe than playing William. That's my opinion. So this is a much more flexible William. Like you would play this instead of William. Yeah, I play this over William. I think that's it for room right now. Okay, let's talk about Dragon. This is also the Grief card that I would despise as a Roach. Increase the cost of all cards in the opponent hand by 1 until the end of their turn. If you're in overflow, by the way. So I think this is not as annoying as I initially thought about Feline. She's going to be annoying, but she's not going to be game losing for Roach. Now for other decks, I think you would most likely will use the first effect instead of the second one. Because this is a good board wipe in essence. Like if you already play Feline and then pass a turn, you can play like Apollo and then White Frost for like an instant board wipe. So Feline is again again, it's a stall card. It's a card that meant for stalling the game. Like, it's a controlled meta, and I think Roach will stay on top. That's right. Roach is still going to be on top. Is there any spell boost support? Spell boost support? I think we already talked about it. Currently it's only Owen and Chaos Flame. Owen, I think, is not that good. Evolve is not important. Not a priority, I should say. I don't want to play this in a spell boost deck. I think you should play more spells instead of more followers. But unless we get something of a tribal deck, a Mysteria deck, that's what I call like trade decks, like Mysteria only decks, this can be very significant, maybe, in the future. But right now, it's not that good. As a spell boost card, no. No, you don't. Splash, spell boost your hand, just remove him some way out. Somewhere else. At most, spell boost 1. At worst, a chomp block. Don't do anything. It did not do anything. You wouldn't even evolve him. You would evolve Anangrea. It's only good against, like, what, puppets? But enhanced puppets exist. You only spell boost 1 at that point. So yeah, no. Go to Master Duel. Okay, what Roach deck in Master Duel? Can you tell me? Is there actually? I only play Earth Machine. I play Earth Machine and Mermaids in Master Duel. Okay, this one is a better William. I would play this instead of William. Yep. Okay, back to Dragon. I think we have another legendary. Yeah, Penny. Penny Ho-Chan. Ho-Chan. So she's Ho-Chan in the Japanese, it's Penny in the English one. The fanfare is very honest. This is half the cost of all cards in your deck. For an 8 cost. Now, the problem with that is we don't have enough ramp yet. We don't have ramp. Nope, we only have 2 ramp cards. Dragon Sign and Liu Fang. That's it. Liu Fang and Dragon Sign, so we only have 2 ramp cards. And we cannot even ramp with Liu Fang before Evo turns, or even Overflow. So yeah, she will be a meme card, but she will be a fun meme card. And I would expect someone like Ziggurat would farm the crap out of her. Like this is a content farm. Like Ziggurat, if you're here, you should play Fanny. You should play Fanny, bro. Yeah, that's right. So Yukio, you just say it right. Like, we will have the best idea for Ho-Chan, right? You would play Ho-Chan and then you play double Genesis. You would play Satan into Astaroth on the same turn. Wow, right? But in the end, it's hard. It's very, very hard to pull off. but it's going to be fun. I believe that. I believe Penny will be a very fun card. We have those cards where we don't have draw. That's the problem. That's the problem, bro. That's the problem. That is absolutely the problem. Oh yeah, the 6 cost that reduces the cost. That is correct. We have this. How well this will be played? I don't know. I think most people would not play this. I mean, people would not play Calamity Breath. People would not play this, even with the extra effect. The removal is just too weak. It's too weak. It's too weak. Only a few matchups that can be dealt with this single effect. It's just too weak. You don't play this. If Cygames ever met Cassium 2, I would crash out. Like, I would literally crash out, bro. If this can be used for a Ho-Chan combo, maybe we'll speed up to half the cost. Correct. You can. I think the best high roll that you can do is like Dragon Sign into Liu Fang. Into this. So yeah, Dragon Sign into Liu Fang into this, and then maybe play Feline as well because you're at 8 mana. At that point, you can clear the board maybe. Extra clear the board, and then maybe you can play Fanny into the Feline spell. Because you're at 9 at that point. And then you just pray that you draw Twilight Dragon, I guess. There is so much possibilities, but it's going to be not that great. It's going to be fun, but it's not going to be strong. No. I forgot about the alternate art cards. Okay. Ooh, alternate arts. What's this? Ward. Super Evolve summon to Majestic Orcas. Whenever an allied Marine follower enters the field, restore 1 defense. Oh, she's not a Marine. This is a Marine. And also... Yep, this is a Marine. No, this is not a good card. So... I don't know what decks that could make use of this. But I don't think this belongs anywhere right now. Unless there's going to be a Marine archetype. You won't really play Neptune. She's not that great. If I play Ho-Chan, I don't think I play Otohime Fan. You won't play Otohime Fan on a Ho-Chan deck, bro. Wait for Poseidon and Otohime. That's true. Is the burn one a Marine? Yes. The bodyguard is a Marine. But I don't think it fits the Neptune archetype. you would also fox up to your board with the amulet. So that's dragon. What else can we see here? I think the last one would be Abyss, right? Neutral, I don't have anything to say. It's too straightforward. You can fucked up Wilbert. That's it. Right? Yeah. Okay, last one. Let's talk about blood. Bloodcraft. Ooh, oh my heart. Ooh, my heart. Ah, Bloodcraft. Ooh, my heart. My heart. Shark is a marine. Okay. Is it? Is it not? It's not marine. They're missing a lot of things. Okay, back to Shadow. Shadow! Shadow! No, Shadow! Not Shadow. It's not blood. It's not Shadow. It's not blood. It's Abyss. It's not blood. I am so sad. I am so sad. What can I say here? Insetsu and Yuzuki is such a late game card. It is such a late game card that I cannot really I don't really have comments about it. I think it's a very great Cerberus follow-up. It's an amazing Cerberus follow-up. I think not so amazing. Also, this is a true tree now. Holy shit. I think in a more mid-range control deck, this card will be a 3-off. Like, I think it's very solid. But I don't know. I think it's also going to fuck up Ward Haven. Ward Haven will get fucked up by this card. 100%. Yeah, destroy 4 random enemy followers. It's really good. It can be used to control or either to be more aggressive in a mid-range deck. So this is going to be a very solid card. I think this is going to be a 3-off in a mid-range Abyss. If you play mid-range Abyss, this is your card. You need to get this. 100%. A very, very good card. The next is Charon. Reanimate 2 and Reanimate 1. It could reanimate Coco or Mimi. It could reanimate Orthrus. I think that's it. Then a light departed follower enters the field, give it ward. So a ghost will get a ward, which is useless. Okay, departed only. It's only departed. I just realized. It's departed. Say departed. Is this departed? Is this not departed? Is she departed? No. Is she departed? No. Is she departed? No. Is he departed? No. It's only Ghost. Ghost is departed. Skeleton? Is Skeleton departed? It's departed. Okay, you can play Skeleton and get wards? Huh? So weird. Second effect is so weird. reanimated card is the part that... Okay. When you reanimate a card, it's the part that... Okay. So it definitely will be reanimated. Reanimated card would definitely get awards. Yeah. I don't have any... It eats a super evolve. It doesn't really do anything. Unless there's a good 3-cost card that we're going to get later. Which is definitely not this. People are like Mammoth or Medusa. It's bad, bro. Don't play this. I say it's for Cerberus. How much is that? It's 14. A full combo of Shadow Crypt into Cerberus, and then this super evolves is 15 damage because you only summons Coco. Is it Coco or Mimi? It's Mimi. If you only summons Mimi, so you definitely deals 2 damage. You deal 6 with Cerberus, and you deal 6 again with the Ghosts, and then this is a super evolve, so you ping 1, so it's 15 damage with Cerberus. It's actually a Cerberus combo card, not a Medusa, not a Mammoth. Yeah, people see it with Medusa, people see it with Mammoth. It's a Cerberus card, 100%. The Cerberus can deal more damage. Can potentially deal more damage. I know you're wasting Super Evolve on her instead of Cerberus, but it's 4 damage more than you would with a Crypt. If you play Crypt into Cerberus, it will actually deal more damage than just play Crypt into Cerberus. If you reanimate Laura into Crypt into Cerberus, you would deal more damage. 100%. It's 15 damage for free. Like, it's the biggest burst that we have right now. Besides Albert. Besides Roach. It's second to Roach. So yeah, guys, play Laura with Medusa. Do not play her with whatever you think you would play her with. So yeah, I guess that's it for all the cards that are let's see here. Gardens of Lure. Oh yeah, Forest. We haven't talked about Forest actually. Yeah, I'm Roach card. Roach card. Roach card. Not Roach card. That's it. Roach is going to get more expensive. New neutral gold revealed 1 hour ago. 1 hour ago? Oh, That's it. Oh! You mean Reina, huh? I see it. I actually see it, bro. This is evolve. Evolve all other unevolved follower. Meme. That's all I'm gonna say. It's a meme card. Zigert, if you're watching, farm this shit, man. Farm this shit. It's Reyna from the hit game Shadowverse, 100%. 100%. All things eventually boil down to being Roach in some form. One. Okay. If you want some context, right? Almost every iteration of Roach has been meta. This is the second Roach. This was the first Roach, which was very strong. Very strong in Classic, in Darkness Evolve, in Rise of Bahamut, in Tempest not so much. In Chronogenesis is very... No, it's not. Not really that great actually. Unlimited is his... In Unlimited he's like top tier until Artifacts. And then Loxis came around, this becomes meta again in Unlimited. For a brief time, and then Artifacts knocked them up again. And then yeah, that's it. For the second one, it's the best control deck at that time. I think the first Rhinoceros deck that are Rhinoceros that I really got is just bounce, 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 and just play this on turn 6 and you win. Because Ultra Maxi, no, don't do that. Please don't do that. Then what else? Is any... What's the spell name? Here we go. This was also meta, somehow. Amazing. So yeah, I think this is going to be amazing card for Roach. Amazing card for Roach. Super amazing. And that's all I'm going to say. So yeah guys, I guess that's it for today's review. We just got 0-2 in Grand Prix, so fuck that. Yeah, it's already pretty late here, so I'm actually pretty tired. So yeah, thank you for watching guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, I'll see you guys very soon. Bye bye.